Okay. This is just something a little bit quick. Something I was wanting to do for a while. This plays on my mind all the fucking time when I'm, streaming and thinking about all the stuff I'm wanting to do with YouTube and what could have been and ideas. Seeing people steal your ideas even though they haven't stolen them and it's just their own idea and blah blah blah. By the way, if you hear any music in the background, there is a band rehearsing. It's a studio. What can I do about it? Just wanted to make this quickly because it made me realise, like, I've been, Twitch streaming. I've been doing that for, less and less lately, right? But on and off, it's been like 2.5 years of it seems a long time when I say it like that. And everyone does it, world pandemic, blah blah blah, all that kind of shenanigans, right? Everyone started doing it even more. The statistics went through the roof, in 2020. But even now, you think before that, and now after this is all calming down, everyone's still gaining momentum, right? And it makes me think back to 2007. We'd only had broadband for a few years at that point in our house, and it was still pretty slow broadband back in those days at my parents' house, right? What am I talking about? 2007, right? 2007, because I want to keep this quick and short and to the point, right? Back in 2007, I had this idea of live streaming the first Tempercam album. Tempercam is I hate saying it in the past tense, but we haven't done it for years. Tempercam was my band. Let's just say was, right? We wanted to live stream the recording process, but we couldn't do it because there was no, I don't even think you could, maybe there wasn't even a thing as Wi-Fi you could log into in 2007 at the studio in Glasgow that we rented out for a couple of nights to do the drums, right? Well, it was a couple of full days, right, to get all the drums recorded. So what I did was I recorded everything live, as it were, live on a camcorder, right? All the drums, a bit of guitar getting done in the studio, all that kind of stuff. And then I took those tapes home, and then what I did was I transferred that to my computer at the time, this laptop I had, and the laptop I set up through our website, which at that point we still had tempercam.com, and it was like tempercam.com/TV. And the way I done it was rigged up this really bizarre thing through like Windows Media Player, Windows Media Player, where you could play it, send out like a server address. I don't know if it went through some kind of third-party server online or whatever, but basically you gave this address out and you embedded this link in a web page, and people could just load the web page and there they were watching live, even though it was just like a rerun of the files on the computer from like previous days. So I did this on a loop so that you could just log in at one point and see it, half an hour through the 3-hour thing, the presentation, right? Or you might see it just as it starts. But either way, if you kept watching, it would loop round. Now this was interactive. I think at the time I was thinking about ways of like incorporating chat and all the rest of it and some kind of message board, not realising that I was doing a precursor in my head to Twitch and YouTube Live. Now these things didn't exist. YouTube only existed for like a year and a half at this point. YouTube was like barely a year and a half old when I did this thing. Twitch was long in the future. I don't even know if Justin.tv was a thing at that point, which became Twitch, etc. So, yeah, I was live streaming, and it would have been easy enough for me just to sort of, hook up the camcorder and do that as a live stream, but I didn't. And it would have been great, and it could have started some kind of fucking revolution of my own. Because, yes, people were live streaming, but they weren't doing it really in that small scale sense. Big events would do live streams in 2007, not small things, not things from your house. There weren't really that many things set up for that. Imagine I just kicked that off then and kept, it keeps me up at night. It doesn't. I sleep pretty soundly. But I think about it, I think about it and think about how I didn't do more YouTube then. Yeah, well. C'est la vie. C'est que sera, etc. See you in another video. Bye.